It's 6:30 in the morning, and I look like a sloppy sloth or something. I woke up so early today because I'm going to a very exciting event, which actually has a very exciting story. I'm going to Adobe MAX in London, and saying this sounds absolutely crazy to me. Since the moment I learned what Adobe MAX is, which actually wasn't so long ago, I made it my career goal someday get there. The way they host it in London is a bit different. It's smaller, it's just one day. The tickets are not that expensive. Actually, like with the student discount, it was just £35 or something. In comparison to the American price, like the actual Adobe Max in California, which happens in October and it lasts 3 days. And I made it my career goal to get there someday. And I'm going there today. And I've been really wanting to get into the community of like creatives and designers here in London. So I feel like that's a great opportunity for me to get to know some people. If I set some goals for myself, the first one would be to make friends. If I don't, that's fine. I'll try to. I'll try my best. Then I don't know, just have fun. It's gonna be a long day. It actually is gonna be until like 8:30 p.m. So it's like 12 hours, which is, well, great. It's gonna take me like an hour to get there, but yeah, I'm super excited and I can't wait. I have my coffee. Anyways, yeah, I'll see you there. I realized that I didn't tell you the story. I said that I'm going to the exciting event, but I didn't tell you the exciting story behind the exciting event. Long story short, just Sunday, I was buying like mock-ups or like fonts or something, and they asked me to authorize with my Adobe account. I never visit Adobe website otherwise, and I went to their website to authorize my account. I saw this huge Adobe Max banner, like Adobe MAX London, and I was like, what is that? So basically me buying fonts for some project, and it was like 2 months ago, and I can't believe 2 months just went by. But anyways, yeah, gotta go. The conference was taking place in the Evolution Pavilion in the Battersea Park. It took me 40 minutes by tube and a 20 minutes walk to get there. I arrived right for the opening at 8:30, so there were barely any people and no queue for the registration, so I got in immediately. Literally 20 minutes after, there was a huge queue at the check-in. At the entrance, I grabbed a hydro flask, which was refilled at least 5 times. I don't know whether it was so dry in the pavilion or what, but I was constantly dehydrated. I was already familiar with the schedule as Adobe were sending it out weeks before. I quickly grabbed a breakfast, which honestly was so much better than I anticipated. Also, look at the ceiling covered in little lights. How cool is that? I had around an hour to wander around and check out different Adobe and brand booths. I got these robot stickers created by an illustrator, Michael Fugasso, who was also giving a talk during the keynote. My favorite thing were these huge Max letters. Everyone were invited to draw some doodles on the panels, which were then put over the letters. I was going with my creative flow and drew a little sunshine flower, and then it was time to head to the keynote. The lunch was very chaotic, there was no place to sit, so I just ate in a corner. Then it was time for the scheduled sessions. We listened to the speakers in these headphones because all the rooms were connected and the space was very loud. My first session was related to efficient creation across Photoshop, Illustrator, and InDesign. It was the only one not related to AI and honestly was really hard. I even got a bit tired. During the break, I walked around the creative park and checked out the progress with the Max letters, and they put my flower on. I kept on working on my posters, which ended up in this cool design I shared on my Instagram. Then I headed to my second session about advanced Photoshop techniques with Tony Harmer. I was super excited to meet him as I learned Photoshop with his online course. At this point, I'm a little bit tired. By the end of the sessions, I'm just kind of falling asleep. We still have 5 more hours to go, I believe, which is fine. I'm doing fine. It's really loud, and I hope you can hear something that I'm saying right now, but yeah.
Take more risks and do things I didn't think I'd be able to.
Welcome home. Yeah.
I'm back home and I'm really tired. Like, I'm so tired right now, and I'm so hungry. Overall, it was an amazing day. It was a great day. I'm still processing what has just happened, but I'm gonna share my review tomorrow, which is like in 10 seconds for you. I'm gonna get food and sleep and whatever. Yeah, bye. My goodness, where do I even start? My name is Daria. I'm a beginner graphic designer, an illustrator, and a little bit of a content creator. I'm a beginner at everything at the moment. I'm also a student, but I'm studying fashion buying, which has nothing to do with graphic design, but that's a story for a different day. I'm not gonna tell you my whole resume, but yeah, here you go. That's me. Adobe Max. The first thing, and the most kind of obvious one, it was all about AI. Everything was about AI, which was, to be honest, a little bit frustrating. I feel like at this point AI is everywhere and we're a bit tired of it. There is so much more to Adobe and to graphic design and to design and illustration and than AI at the moment. I feel like we're just fixated on it too much. Another thing, I was expecting a lot of students. The majority of people there were like 35 plus. I was walking around the networking area, the conference room. I saw 5 to 10 people of my age, student kind of situation going on. All of the other people were mostly like professionals, people with experience, working kind of part of the industry, the seniors, I would say. I'm not trying to be rude. Which was a bit anxiety inducing. I have issues with socializing and networking. It's really hard for me to randomly approach strangers and be like, oh, hi, like, I met one girl and I was really happy to meet her. I'm really thankful to her for sharing my experience, but I didn't really talk to any other people, which, to be honest, at first was a bummer. I was really disappointed in myself. I was going there with an intention to network and ended up meeting one person, but then I was like, wait, but okay, like whatever, there are going to be opportunities. It's fine. I'm fine. Nobody is rushing, okay? Everything is okay. There were 2 keynotes, the opening and the closing one, and 3 sessions in between. The sessions were bookables. All of them were like per each hour in between the keynotes. There was one about Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator, InDesign, how to work efficiently across all the 3 platforms. That was interesting and kind of hard, I'm not gonna lie. Like I was just sitting there, my brain was struggling. It was really hard but very interesting. And surprisingly, it was the only thing, except for the closing keynote, that was the only thing that had nothing to do with AI. The other session was advanced Photoshop techniques. I'm not an advanced Photoshop user, okay? Like, I mostly use Adobe Illustrator and InDesign. And I was going there thinking like, oh Jesus, like my brain is gonna, I won't be able to process that. It was all about generating images, generating backgrounds. I was expecting like hidden gems of the Photoshop, like the techniques nobody knows about, and like we were just like sitting there for 50 minutes watching Tony Harmer, which is actually the person who took his LinkedIn courses online when I was learning Photoshop. So I was really excited to meet him, and I was so excited for the session, but I was so sad. It reached the point where I just started falling asleep. You're not tired physically, you're just bored. The third one that I chose was AI content creation. The good thing was that all of the industry guests, they're really cool people. I only knew Tony Harmer, but I checked all of their Instagrams and they're like really cool designers and like creative people. Also, fun fact, during the conference, the internet was really bad. And because of that, they couldn't, most of the times, they couldn't generate the images. They were just opening the pre-generated images that they created prior to lectures. So it was a bummer, but you know, you do what you gotta do. So overall, I don't know, it was a little dream come true for me, and I got to become closer to this huge world of creation. I hope someday I'll get to go to Adobe MAX in California. I probably did have high expectations because it may seem like my feedback was mostly negative. It was just some of the stuff was a bit not as I expected it to go. Huge thank you to Adobe for doing this for the London creative community. I don't know how other people feel, but I'm really grateful. I think that's it from me. I'm excited to be here and I hope to see you soon. Bye.